In this video, we're going to learn how to do calculations with limiting and excess reagents. So here's our problem. If 28.02 grams of N2 and 12.12 grams of H2 are mixed, determine the mass of NH3 that can be produced according to this balanced chemical equation. Then determine the amount of excess reagent remaining after the reaction is complete. So we start off with our equation, and as always, we want to just write down whatever we're given. We're given masses of the nitrogen and the hydrogen, and we don't off the just top of our heads know what runs out first. So we first need to, at the very least, convert to moles. And what we find is that we have 1 mole of N2 and 6 moles of H2. And those I have shown right here. So we have our molecules. Now, I need to figure out which one runs out first. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start putting together NH3 because I know that's the product. So here I go. And continuing on. Oops. And here we go. Now, as it stands, I have made NH3, I've made a second NH3, and that's it. I've used up all my nitrogen, but I still have 3 moles of hydrogen left over, and that's my excess. So going back to the board, just looking at the fact that I have 1 mole and 6 moles of nitrogen and hydrogen respectively, I do have to make a judgment call. I do have to say, all right, I think the nitrogen is going to run out first. And if I say that, I'm going to multiply the amount of nitrogen that we have by a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 moles of H2 for every 1 mole of N2. And that gives us 3 moles of hydrogen that were needed to react with the nitrogen that we had. Note that we had 6 moles of nitrogen or of hydrogen originally. Well, we've used up 3, and there are 3 remaining. And so my leftover N2 is nothing because I've used up all the nitrogen, but my leftover H2 is the 3 moles. Next from here, I just have to do a mole to mole calculation on the nitrogen and then a mole to gram calculation of the NH3, and I can set that up as follows. So if we have 1 mole of N2, I multiply by the mole ratio of NH3 to N2 from the balanced chemical equation. And then I multiply by the molar mass of NH3. And what that comes out to is 34.08 grams of NH3 that can be produced. And note, I've got these 2 moles. Each mole is about 17 grams. 17 times 2 is the 34 grams that I calculated. Finally, about that excess, right? Well, as you can see, there are 1, 2, 3 moles of hydrogen that are left over at the end of the reaction. And we calculated it here. But anyway, 3 moles of hydrogen times each mole weighs 2.02 grams. So we end up with 6.06 grams of hydrogen left over. And that's the end of the problem. Hope this video has helped. Feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.